See, I was introduced as a retired professor from Kerala Agricultural University College of Corporation, Banking and Management. But I would like to add one more thing, one more designation. Presently, I am the independent director of a multi-state cooperative society. It is called ISAF Swasraya Multi-Purpose Agro-Cooperative Society. Okay, it is based at a place some 10 kilometers from here, Mannuthi. And for your information, it is having it may be a surprise for you, for some of you. It's having a share capital of 271 crores rupees. And reserves and surplus of around 206.99 crores. Total net worth of this cooperative is as on 31st March 2021 comes to around 477.99 crores. That means 478 crores. And it is having operations in 8 states. And we are now spreading our wings into Haryana also. We don't have any operations in union territories. And last year we had a revenue from operations of 195.25 crores. And our employee cost, see, one of the thrusts of this training program is how to give dignified employment and good pay to the workers or to the employees. And we have an employee strength of 6,500. And out of the total 195 crores income, we are spending almost 144 crores for the employees alone for their salary and other welfare activities. Okay, and last year we made a profit of 32.25 crores, and the year before our profit was 91 crores. We are following a very unique business model. Though it is an agro-cooperative, we are acting as the BC of business correspondent of a small finance bank, ISAF Small Finance Bank. ISAF Small Finance Bank came into existence in this is 2021. It came into existence in 2017. So it is almost 4 years old. And now we have a deposit base of 15,000 crores. And this multi-state cooperative society is the major BC of this small finance bank. And there was a question from the participants about why the interest rate in microfinance is very high. That means 22.8% like that. And Dr. Ramakumar was answering that question also. One thing is that we are giving unsecured loans. There is no security for the loans we are giving. And we are giving small loans also. And we do door-to-door collection also. Every week our offices go to the doorstep of the borrowers and collect the money. Therefore, the number of accounts we deal with is very high. Naturally, the administrative cost will also be very high, understand? And we mobilize resources for lending at a higher interest cost. So naturally, the lending rate will be very high. When the loan is unsecured, the risk is very high. When the risk is very high, then the interest rate will be very high. Still, I would like to say that our recovery rate is 98%, more than 98%. Understand? And during the pandemic period, we have not stopped payment to any of our employees. Though they were not working from office, though they were working from home, we have been paying the salary without any break throughout the pandemic period. And there have been some casualties, and they have been given 1 year salary as a compensation for the employees. And whenever there is a death or something, some relatives die, then also we give good compensation to them. So we take care of the employees so that the customers or our clients will be properly taken care of. So India was an administered economy for quite a long time, till probably the liberalization, 1991. After liberalization, there has been a paradigm shift in the economy. Now it is an entrepreneurial economy. If you study the economy deeply, you can find that India is attracting foreign direct investment of probably next to China. India will be the country that attracts the maximum amount of foreign direct investment in the present context. And our startups are also getting a huge investment from investors outside, venture capitalists, private equity investors. They are all investing heavily in startups. And see, from Kerala itself, there are so many successful startups. You might have heard about Byju's educational app. Probably it is one of the most valued startup in India today. And again, very recently, one startup from Tamil Nadu got listed on NASDAQ. And his name is, the promoter's name is, one of the promoters is, can anyone give the answer? Girish Madhulingam. The company is called Freshworks. It was started in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, but he shifted the headquarters to America. And all of a sudden, after listing in the NASDAQ, the employees become, Cooperative, because he gave shares in the company to the employees. So every employee became a cooperative in that company. And in which industry this company Freshworks is working? Can anyone give me the answer? What is the area, the business this company is doing? Have you heard about SaaS? Yes, SaaS. What is the expansion of SaaS? Software as a service. Software as a service. So this is the first Indian SaaS company to be listed in NASDAQ, and it got listed at around 45 US dollars, one of the biggest listing in NASDAQ. So startups are attracting huge investments from private equity and venture capitalists, impact investors, and the like. So we are getting into the preparation of a project report, and every business starts with an idea. So Victor Hugo, one of the greatest writers the world has seen, has remarked that, see, what is there is nothing in the world as powerful as an idea whose time has come. So the beginning of an enterprise is an idea. What kind of idea? Not all ideas are good for starting business. It should be an actionable idea, a practical idea. We have seen, two startups. One is Byju's app. So there was a need for it, a felt need for an educational app was there. So he identified that opportunity. Understand? And again, in the case of Girish Madhurapudam, he also identified a business opportunity and made it into a business model like that. So according to Victor Hugo, there is nothing in the world as powerful as an idea whose time has come. A promising business idea will have the following elements. So, 4 important elements every promising business idea should have. First one is customer value. Second one is market of adequate size. Then third one is sufficient degree of innovation. And fourth one is feasibility and profitability. So an idea can be made into a business model only when it satisfies all these 5 criteria. Okay. What is customer value? Use value. Whether there is demand for the product or the service you are going to offer to the market. So it is otherwise called a product market or service market fit. So an entrepreneur, whether it is an individual or a group like a cooperative, must examine whether there is a demand for such a product or a service in the market. So market has to decide whether your product or service will be accepted by the market. For example, my friend Anil Kumar. Okay, Anil Kumar, he wanted to get into the food business, food processing business. And he was looking for a product to be offered to the consumers. So first he started with, one of the favorite breakfast food of Keralites is put. Have you had put? Yes. Coming to Kerala? Put and banana is one of the best combinations in Kerala. And some people, take put and egg also. Egg roast, egg curry, like that, So he started with puttu pudi, that is, branded, ready-made puttu pudi, packed puttu pudi. Then after doing the business for some time, he wanted to get into safe to eat rice. That means rice without any chemical I would say that, organic rice or natural rice. Paddy cultivated without applying pesticides and chemical fertilizers. Okay. And Swad brand I am talking about. And 1 month ago, I had an interview with Anil Kumar, and he was telling that he is not able to meet the demand for this Swad rice without the application of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. Swad is the brand name of that rice. Okay. It is a runaway success. So, he identified a hidden, latent opportunity. So, when I'm talking about this startup companies, now a company has been listed in NSE and BSE. In the National Stock Exchange. Not this company, another company. The name of that company is called Latent, no, not Latent Technologies, Latent Analytics, and it is got listed. Okay, and it is a 15-year-old company from Chennai, and it was offered at 197 rupees, and now it is quoted around today's price was 628 rupees. It went up to 700 rupees. Understand? Started by some two entrepreneurs. Dr. Ramkumar was telling about, the scaling up. So, is there any scope for scaling up? If there is no scope for scaling up, then there is no need to get into that business. So, whether there is adequate demand for the product or service, otherwise, it is not an attractive idea. Okay, about, Paytm also. It also got, listed very recently. And today, 2 weeks back, I bought 200 Paytm shares. 1,000, I bought it for 1,380. 1,380. 200 shares I bought. Because I see great potential for that company. Because people will be moving from, the physical transactions to digital transactions. So, the future lies for digital companies. I like that, So, you might have heard about a new development in the economy called so we are talking about a new era, and people have started talking about that era. Which era? No, not that. That has gone. A new era has come.
Digital.
No, not digital. It has gone beyond digital now. No. All those things are there, but it is a combination of all these things. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality. Oh, no. That also has been surpassed. It is called metaverse. Metaverse. So, you read about metaverse now onwards, because we will be in that world. Meta means transcend. So, you are transcending from one technology to another technology. Understand? And metaverse, VRC. You from the word universe. Oh, it has come. So, meta, world. Understand? Verse, VRSC. Understand? 10 years ahead, see, the whole world will be, the business world will be metaverse. Understand? So you have to invest in, if somebody is interested, you have to invest in digital technology, then artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality. So, it's a combination of augmented reality and virtual reality. And so, the earlier eras were called the engineering era. First, then, behind it, that is, the pioneers era. So, from pioneers era, some innovation has come. Then further innovation. So another important aspect of a good idea, attractive idea, is innovation. There should be always something innovative about your idea. Then only the market will be accepting your product or service. There was a reference in the previous class about fresh to home. Have you heard about it?
Fresh to home.
Fresh to home.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Vegetables.
What is it about?
Nice chicken and nice fish.
Exactly, fish mainly. Matthew Joseph, he belongs to Alapura, and I have written a case about him. Okay, so he was exporting fish, fresh fish to different states in Kerala, in India, and foreign countries also, UAE also. Then during the 2008 financial crisis, world over there was there was a meltdown in the economies. So his business suffered. His business broke down. Then his wife asked, "See, why should you export fish to UAE and other countries at a loss? Why can't you sell your fish in India itself?" Understand? Okay, because the price is much attractive in India. So why can't you do that? Then he decided from that day onwards, I will sell the fish in India itself. And he decided to sell it online. The first online fish market in India was started by a Malayali. There are, you have already studied, so many innovative cooperatives from Kerala. Your focus is on, innovative cooperatives. You went to Uralangal, Labor Contract Society. It is highly innovative. Then about Indian Coffee House. Started in the 1950s when, the coffee board workers were thrown out of employment. AKG took the initiative, leadership, and asked the workers, you form your own coffee house. Highly innovative. Even today it is existing. And again, this Uralangal is a 100-year-old workers cooperative. Then there is another one from Kozhikode, Ladder. They are into hospitality. Understand? Sector. They have built so many hotels in Wayanad, Trivandrum, like that. Like that, Even in Uralangal, they have entered into IT park, giving employment to so many people, like that. And they have a cinema complex, and the rent per month itself is, you went there. How much is the rent they are getting, from this cinema complex? 60 lakhs rupees per month they are getting from, not now, before the pandemic. Okay, like that, highly innovative. And there are other innovative cooperatives also. Can anyone mention some from Kerala? Dinesh Vidi, wonderful. Auto. Yeah. Then there are several other cooperatives which are highly innovative. So what I am saying is the idea should be innovative. Then feasibility. What about feasibility? What do you mean by feasibility? That means, when this Matthew Joseph started Fresh to Home, see, he was operating with, he started a portal, but that portal was not able to accommodate so many people, so many customers. The maximum capacity was, 1,000. So on one day, see, there was a demand for order from more than 1,000 people. So the portal crashed. So he lost all his business. He was not able to, continue his business. Then one customer who was buying fresh fish from Bangalore, called Shan, he called Matthew. Matthew, what happened to your portal? I am not getting fish for my son, because he wants fresh fish. Then he said, this is what has happened. Then Shan called Matthew, you come to Bangalore. See, I am running a game portal. So you can study from me and I will also join your company. Yeah. Then he found that, so many people are playing games using the portal of Shan. I forgot, that company. No, it's a different game. Okay, that company is, it's a very popular game. They are in the metaverse. Eh? No, something. I forgot. I can tell you later on. Okay. Because I was not intending to tell that in the class. That is why I forgot about. So what happened? The portal was developed by Shan, and Shan joined the company Fresh to Home. And see, before the pandemic, they were having a turnover of around 200, selling fresh fish. Now the turnover has gone to 1,000 crores. Online sale of fish, fresh fish, and now they are selling meat also, chicken. They are selling eggs.
You were talking of fresh to home or fish to home?
Fresh to home. Now it is fresh to home. It was earlier fish to home because they were dealing only fish. Now they have diversified into other food products also. So they changed the name of the company also. It is Fresh to Home. FTH. Okay. So feasibility, technologically feasible, whether you have, the right kind of people to run this business. So all those things, So first, product to market fit, then manpower to market fit. So like that, then capital. Do you have enough capital to run the business? That is also part of looking at the feasibility. And finally, most important thing is doing profitability. If you can't make profit, then there is no meaning in running a business, enterprise, correct? So that is also very, very important. So it is critical to attract attention and interest through presenting the idea with clarity and credibility. Okay, next slide. The business plan. Writing a business plan forces you into disciplined thinking. An idea may sound great, but when you put down all the details and numbers, it may fall apart. Eugene Kleiner, venture capital. The design of the business plan depends on the kind of venture envisaged and what the plan should actually accomplish. So, impress with clarity, convince with its objectivity, create interest, understandable by technical layman, written in one consistent style. So, plan your approach, tailor key questions, focus on final product and test your plans. So, when you write a business plan, what happens? Design of the business plan depends on the kind of venture envisaged and what the plan should accomplish. So, the idea may be looking very bright, sounding very great, but when you put it down to figures and facts, sometimes it may fall away. Understand? So, it is a must that before you venture into any business, you should sit down and prepare a business plan. Not to plan is to plan to fail. Understand? If you are not planning, then you are planning to fail in the business. So that is the importance of a business plan. Okay. So impress with clarity. So when you prepare the business plan, it will become very clear to you. Okay. Otherwise, it is only in your brain. Understand? So when you put it in black and white, you will come to know about the problems you may be facing. Okay, convinced with the objective. If you have a plan, you can pitch the plan to investors. You can present it before the bank or to some venture capitalist. Okay, so if you don't have a document with you in the form of a business plan, how will you convince the investors? They are looking for, the attraction of the business model. Okay, create interest. So it will create interest in Byju's. How many people have invested so far? I think 7 rounds of investments have happened in Byju's, and soon they will be going for, I think, a public issue. Understand? So this companies, latent analytics, they also went for investment from private equity and venture capitalists and impact investors. So by the by, let me ask you a question. What is impact investors? We hear a lot about impact investors. So what is it? Us, I think, cooperatives, you should know about impact investment. It's a new area of investment. If I invest 10 crores in a business venture, what impact it will create in the society? So if it is a agro cooperative, how it will benefit the, we have been discussing about small holders, marginal farmers. So what impact it will create, whether it will help to increase the income of the farmers. Understand? Otherwise they will not invest. So in the business plan you have to clearly show what impact it will be, how much change it will make in the income of the farmers. Then they will invest. Understand? So there are a group of investors who are looking for social impact of their investment. Understand? Okay. So interest, understandable by. So a project report or a business plan should not be highly technical. It should be understandable by a layman, an ordinary man, not a technical person or a technocrat. Okay, then written in one consistent style. That means you have to follow a consistent style throughout the business plan. So what is the advantage of a detailed business plan? See, first of all, if you look at from the angle of point of view of the entrepreneur, it first one is clarify the thoughts. So your thoughts will be clarified. You will become very clear about your business if you write down the project report. Second is synthesize a successful plan of action. You can prepare a plan of action. Next is helps not to miss out anything. So when you write down, you will be identifying the gaps and you can collect more information, and then it will be complete. Nothing will be left out. Okay. Provides a roadmap for achieving the goal. See, even if you want to build a small house, there should be a plan for it. A blueprint should be there. So a business plan is nothing but a blueprint of the business enterprise you are going to start or to establish. So it is a blueprint. Okay, roadmap. Okay, so every traveler will be carrying with him a roadmap with him, so that he will not be going to the wrong place. Understand? Otherwise he will be reaching a territory which he never wanted to reach. Like that, So he will be carrying a roadmap with him. Like that, So helps in identifying gaps in resources. So I told you, you need human resources, you need raw material, then you need capital, then you need machinery. So everything is required, everything is to be assembled. Then you can identify gaps in resources, what resources you don't have. Then once the gap is identified, you can make good the resources, like that. Then phasing, scheduling, implementation. See, there should be a proper time scheduling. See, project should not get delayed. It should be completed within a period of time. So you have to schedule it. Understand? So some techniques can be used so that the project can be completed on time. If the project is not completed on time, what will happen? Can anyone respond to me, my question? If the project takes too long a period for commissioning, what will happen? What will be the result? Cost overrun, most important thing. Use value will be lost. Somebody else may capture that business opportunity. You may be a late entrant. So early bird advantage. Very, very important. So you have to be in the market at the right time. If you come late, see, late birds never catch worms. Like that, So you have to be on time. So that is the advantage of, proper scheduling of the implementation. Put down a set of assumptions that can be revisited. So everything is, based on certain assumptions about the demand, then about the availability of raw material, the price you will get from the market, competition, then, government policy. So everything, you have to take into consideration when you get into a business. So business plan will help you to set up, to fix the assumptions which can be revisited. Okay, we have seen how Dinesh BD has diversified into food business. When there were restrictions on the tobacco consumption and people were leaving BD smoking, they had to diversify. And for your information, though Indian coffee house started coffee houses as early as 1950, they have not diversified much. They are still continuing with the bullseye, the bread jam, then the masala dosa, then the old ulundu vada. But if you look at the hospitality industry, how it has grown big, and how they have diversified. So I always tell Krishna Kumar has, I think, taken a class to you. Krishna Prasad, did he not come? But in the schedule I have seen his name.
He was supposed to come.
He was supposed to come.
The chairman of the bank.
Indian Coffee House, I have told him several times. See, you have to diversify. You have to see, Ram Kumar was telling that you have to modernize.
So what does he say, sir, when you tell him to diversify?
When I asked him to introduce computers some 10 years ago, see, some workers were writing, the ledger about, how many masala dosas were sold every day, like that, ledgers were completed by hand. Then he said, we want to give employment to the workers. So if you computerize, their jobs will be lost. How jobs will be lost? Because the work will become more, efficient. They have not lost any job because of computerization. So some parties in Kerala were, opposing computerization, telling that, jobs will be lost. But new jobs have been created. Understand? Those who were, writing the things, they learned the computer and they are running it. No job lost. And now
high quality, high value customers are not going to Indian coffee house. When I was a student of a college, I used to eat in the Indian coffee house. Now when I see Indian coffee house, I run away. Same food which I ate, some 30 years ago. Traditional, same taste. Sambar, same taste. Udnu vada, same taste. Cutlet, the same cutlet. Everything same. Not joking. No. I am telling the truth. I am telling about myself. I am not telling about you. In your case, it may be true. You may be continuing to eat Indian coffee house. I don't have any objection. You continue. But I will not. If you are doing business in Kerala, see what is the political environment. Then market risk is there. Competition. How your product will be, has to compete with other products. Then financial risk. See, will you get loan on time? Like that. So many factors you have to take in. Legal matters. Legal risk is there. If you are into food processing, then you have to comply with the regulations of the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, like that, So legal problems can come across like that, So risk profile should be given. Then communicate effectively and evoke interest in investors. So the most important role of an entrepreneur is to convince the potential investors about the feasibility of the project and the profitability of the project. Every investor wants to quit the business after some time. So that should be, you have to convince them properly. Okay, next slide. Forget about it. So this is the advantage of a thoroughly prepared business plan for the entrepreneur. Okay, next one. Venture capitalists. So almost everything, related to an entrepreneur is applicable to the venture capitalist also. So innovative product or service. I told you, all the venture capitalists are looking whether there is anything innovative in your plan. Then only they will handhold you. Okay. Then well-defined customer benefit. We have seen, earlier, whether it has got a customer value. Then experience and competence of the management team, whether you have your experience in the field. Then competence, technically, whether you are competent, like that. Growing a large market size, scalability. Okay, possibility of to protect, sustain the innovation. It's not enough that your project idea is innovative. Others should not be able to copy it. So you have to go for IPR registration or trademark registration. So you have to protect your innovation. Okay. Then effective strategy for capturing the target customer. What strategy, marketing strategies you will adopt to attract the customer. Then analysis of competition. Already see, if you are getting into branded rice, you have to examine how many brands are already there and what is the market share of the major players and what market share you will be able to capture within a certain span of time. Understand? Like that, when my friend Bob and Colano got into the manufacture of biscuits, Foster biscuits, some years ago in 1992, first thing he did was, which are the biscuit brands available in the market and what is their core strength. Based on that, he decided to enter into the, at that time, 17 biscuit factories were, closed down. Still he got into the manufacture of biscuit manufacturing because he thought he can introduce some innovative marketing strategies and capture the market. So he competed with Britannia and Parley, and he was able to do a good business. He introduced what is called a biscuit called Lifetime. Lifetime means a sugar-free biscuit. It was the first of its kind in Indian market. A sugar-free biscuit for diabetes patients. Even today that brand is available in Kerala market. Understand? So he introduced like that so many innovative biscuit products and competed with. At one point of time, this Britannia wanted to take over this particular biscuit, but he didn't agree to that. He continued with it, and still it is in the market like that. Okay, competition, careful weighing of risk and opportunities, then possible exit routes, very important. If your business fails, then you have to think about how to get out of it. Understand? Otherwise, you will be incurring more loss and your capital will be totally gone. Day before yesterday, one of my cousins came to my home, and I asked about his uncle. He was working in Gulf, and returning from Gulf, he started a food manufacturing company, a company to manufacture bread, then bun, then cake, then mixture, and so many other food products. And he ran the business successfully for 2 years. And my cousin was telling that his uncle has lost all money, and banks have confiscated his property and all. So now he is penniless. So his business collapsed. It collapsed because of what I would say, he was not looking into the profitability of the business. He was totally depending upon the salesmen. They were simply giving the products on credit, and after some time he was not able to collect the credit amount from the traders. Understand? So he was operating from a different place, and he had given credit to so many people, and he is a very noble person, and he will not use any what is called crooked methods to get the money and all. Finally he lost everything he earned in the Gulf, and so such things should not happen. So you have to keep your eyes always on what is happening at the ground, otherwise you may fail. So he had 5 vehicles every day distributing this bread, and 2 districts he was covering, Idukki district and Ernakulam district. So what I say is that there are some risks, and if the things are not moving as we planned, we should have a B plan, a contingency plan. Suppose you applied for a loan from a bank, and suppose the bank is not giving you, then what alternative? So you should always be prepared for that. Otherwise your project will be delayed, or it will collapse. So here I am stopping here about this theory. Now I will show you a small business plan prepared under my guidance by my student to start what is called a rice mill or a rice processing unit, okay, in Thrissur. Business opportunity in Thrissur. The paddy farmers are denied a fair price for the produce, fair share of the retail price. So the farmers, see in Kerala, Thrissur, it's a special ecosystem that is called coal paddy lands. It is called Ponnani coal paddy lands. Understand? That means they can cultivate only one time. Rest of the time the paddy's fields will be filled with water. So once the monsoon is over, the water will be drained and the farmers will be cultivating. So they were not getting good price, and the price was also fluctuating. So the coal farmers wanted to form a producer company, farmer producer company, and do the milling of the paddy and brand it and sell it. Okay, so they were not getting good price, and the government was paying only rupees 19 then. Now it is 29. So I am talking about a few years ago. Okay, farmers are losing interest in paddy cultivation. As a result, they were keeping the paddy lands barren because they were not getting even the cost of production. Okay, there is a huge market for safe to eat rice and rice products in Kerala and foreign markets. They understood that there is a good market for safe to eat rice, not only in Kerala but also outside Kerala. Okay, the rising disposable income and high health consciousness among the consumers are favorable factors. So the high disposable income and high health consciousness provided a good market for safe to eat rice products. So consumers are ready to pay a premium price for safe to eat. So I was telling about Anil Kumar of Swad, and when ordinary rice is available at the price of around 38-40, he is telling at 60-70 rupees. So a margin. And one of my friends, his name I forgot, he is from a nearby place called Iringalakkuda, Tumbur, and he is also producing organic rice. Okay, some 8 youngsters came together and they cultivated the traditional land, and they have taken land on lease, and they are selling, they are producing rice and paddy, and they are converting it into rice, and you won't believe they are selling it online. They are not selling it offline, and they are getting they are selling it at 105 rupees for 1 kg. There are so many people into this business. Some are charging 105 rupees, and Suvidhi, our own product is off. We have a supermarket, Sada. We were telling, we were collecting rice, paying 58 rupees to the farmer. Vadagara, sorry, that is, Adat, there is a place called Adat. So we formed a collective there, and we were getting, organic rice from them. Who is paying, 58 rupees to, paddy? So our intention is, our objective is to help the farmer by, getting good price from the consumer. So the, objective is more important. Okay, I'm not, talking about the fairness of the pricing. There is an opportunity. There is a niche market. So depending upon your values, you have to decide the market price. That's all. Okay, next one, business model. So the best way to capitalize this market opportunity is to promote a farmer producer company. Okay, owned and managed by, see, very important, paddy farmers, and Thrissur Ponnani coal lands. Okay, the company which will be registered under the Companies Act. Okay, then forming the farmer interest groups. Okay, first base level, you have to have farmer interest groups, supply of inputs and group management of the crop. Okay, next one, procurement of paddy from the member farmers at a predetermined price. So farmers need not bother about the marketing, because the paddy will be bought back from the farmers by the producer company. Okay, then processing of paddy into rice and value added products tuned to the consumer preference. Okay, branding and marketing of rice and rice products in the domestic and global market through appropriate distribution channels. Distribute the surplus generated by the value chain to the farmer in the form of patronage bonus, then bonus shares, then pension and dividend on capital. So this is the business model. So the values you are talking about is incorporated here. It is owned and managed by the farmers themselves, and if there is a surplus generated by the sales, that will be shared among the farmers by way of bonus, then they will be given pension, like that, okay. Then Padeshakar Samadhis will be the members. So then finance required for the producer company will be raised from the Padeshakar Samadhis. Next one, next slide first. So these are the Padeshakar Samadhis which will be forming the farmer producer company. Some 9 Padeshakar Samadhi, and each Padeshakar Samadhi has to contribute rupees 200 per acre of land to the capital of the producer company. Okay, next, so 5,000, previous slide, 5,000 acres of land. We were asked by the collector of Thrissur district to prepare a business plan to constitute a farmer producer company. So this is the paddy procurement and production and sales plan. So you must have a production and sales plan. So this is so 10,000 metric tons of rice will be procured from the farmers, and the price 19 rupees we are procuring from them. Then the value is 19 crores. Then a production and sales. So here 5,850 tons of rice. Then 650 rice products, and rice bran 500 metric ton. So total, see, the assumption is that if you process 10,000 metric tons of paddy, 6,500 metric tons of rice can be produced, out of which 10% will be processed into rice products. Okay. Then the future PD, that is farmer producer company, has an installed capacity of 72 TPD in 2 shifts. So here one important thing you have to keep in mind is that there are several options available for making rice from paddy. You can go for a modern rice mill, then it will be very expensive. You have to make huge investments. So what we decided is there is already a rice mill not using its full installed capacity, only part of it is used. So we decided to mill the paddy in that Thrissur rice mill. Okay, there is a brand called Karthia. So we decided to lease that factory, understand, and process the rice, paying around 250 rupees 250 for processing 1 kg of rice.
Raw rice or parboiled rice?
Parboiled rice. It's parboiled.
That also there is equipment.
Because that mill is a modern rice mill, which has got the whole process of stoking, then parboiling, then hulling, everything is packing, it's adakam. So the total cost comes to rupees 2.5. So instead of going for huge investment, we decided to hire the capacity, installed capacity of an existing mill. Okay, like that. So the society has agreed to lease out 1 shift, that is 36 TPD to KFPCL, since the mill is operating 310 days in a year. It is enough to process 10,000 tons in a year. So they were operating 310 days in a year, and we decided to take 1 shift, so it can be run 2 shifts. So we have to look at the economy of the manufacturing process. Okay, next slide. And in this context, I would like to mention another thing also. In our university, there is an agri incubator is there. And if an entrepreneur, a small entrepreneur wants to make some food products, see, we will be making the food products and giving it to the entrepreneur, and we will be charging a fee for the processing also. So, if you want to make a ketchup or sauce or some other food product, see, you can get it done in our incubator. We have the machinery. So, jackfruit, then mango squash or mango pulp or mango juice or anything. So, papaya. So, any product can be brought, the raw material can be brought, and see, the processing will be done by the university for a fees, and you can brand it and you can sell it under your brand name. So, you should go for, when you go for an enterprise, you have to think about different methods of manufacturing the product. You need not invest the whole amount in the factory. Okay, so that is an important point. And a factory is at a nearby place, Shornur. There also, Surya Jyoti Industries. He has set up a factory. You can bring raw ginger, you can bring raw turmeric, you can bring raw coconut. So, if you bring it there, they will dehusk it, they will they will shell it, then they will grate it, or they can make it, virgin coconut oil or any product they can manufacture, and you can, take the virgin coconut oil or coconut oil, brand it and sell it. You need not invest in the machinery, in the technology. So, some people are doing it. They cultivate turmeric and they take it, raw to there. They will wash it and they will, peel it and they will make it into flour, and you can, sell it like that. So, you should go for the least cost manufacturing process. You need not invest in the machinery and, shed, and like that, the project cost can be reduced so that the profit can be increased. So, as promoters of entrepreneurship among the small holders and others, you have to think in those lines also. You should encourage people to invest less in land and building, machinery. So, the fixed investment must be reduced, and you should invest more in working capital. Another one is, the manpower plan. How many employees, how many workers you should have. So, this is only the salaried employees. Then you have to have workers, that is manual laborers. Here it is, the installed capacity is least, therefore, we need not have any laborers. So, only administrative staff has been included. That is, another advantage of going for leasing the. Yeah. So, in I told you about, the Suvidi, an organic rice we are manufacturing, our company is manufacturing. There also we have hired, leased a rice mill at a place called Alattur. Okay, they will be doing everything for us and giving the rice, and we are packing it and we are selling it. And we are selling it for 140 rupees. And there is demand for it because it is highly reliable, because ISAF has got a goodwill, and we are because we are paying good price to the farmers. Our objective is not to exploit the consumer, but to give a fair return to the farmer. Okay. So, that is guiding our pricing. Then working capital. So, you need both fixed capital and working capital for any project, and the total project cost will be fixed capital plus working capital. Fixed capital means investment in land and building, if you are going for land and building, then plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, then other balancing equipments, like that. So, that
in this business plan there is no
because we are leasing the, okay. In a normal business plan, that will be the major project cost. So here in this case, that is totally avoided because we are using the installed capacity of another company. Okay. So therefore, we have only working capital, and this working capital is calculation is done on the assumption that we are procuring the rice for the whole year, because here the rice is cultivated only in one season. Understand? So we have to procure the whole rice from the farmers. So 1 year rice is stocked in the factory. Normally, the rice will be available every 90 days. So the working capital will come down drastically. So we can buy after every season. So that advantage is there. So if you are procuring it from some other place, then the working capital will come down. Understand? So working capital estimation includes all these things: raw material cost, then what is that, procurement expenses, loading charges, processing expenses, salary, administrative expenses. So accordingly, 22.75 crores is the working capital. There is no fixed capital in this case. In the normal case, that will also be part of the project cost. Then we need a working capital of 22.75 crores. How will you raise? That is a plan, financing plan. Okay. So here, share capital is how much? Loan for, there is some mistake has come. I think it is 10 crores. There, no, share capital. When he typed it, I couldn't.
It says 0.10 crores.
That is wrong. Because the total amount is 22.75 crores.
No, but loan is 22,
No.
Loan is 22.
That is a mistake. We are not taking that much loan. That is not at all, feasible. Share capital is small. Understand? And so accordingly, we are, only thing is share capital will be there. Then SFAC, Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium. It's a government agency. They give you a contribution of 5 lakhs. That is correct, 5 lakhs. Then loan from DCB 12.6. Okay. Now it is correct. Okay.
He is corrected.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, so how we will be raising the capital, working capital. In the case of fixed capital, that will be added to this. Then you have to find out the financing. Next. Then you have to prepare a profitability statement. See, in the first slide, I told you that you have to look at the feasibility and also the profitability. If it is not profitable, then you have to make some changes in the business plan to make it profitable. Okay. So here sales 23.40 total, 27.90. Then the revenue expenditure. Okay. Next. Raw material cost, major component. Then procurement expenses, all those things,
This is there in the table.
Yeah.
27.
Okay. So total 27.42, and you will be
Year 1 you get 48 lakhs.
48 lakhs in a year. Okay. This can be, the profit can be increased if you are reducing the raw material cost, the working capital. Okay. Here the working capital is more because only one season. Understand? When you have 3 seasons, then it will come down. Okay, by 1/3. So here it is profitable. So you can further, and again the assumptions under which this profit and loss account statement has been prepared is also explained. So you have to make provision for advertisement, then you have to make provision for loading charges, then unloading charges, then wastage, and all those things are to be taken into consideration. So what I say is that you have to prepare a production plan, you have to prepare a marketing plan, then you have to prepare an organizational chart or an organizational plan, human resources plan, Then a financial plan. A financial plan must include 2-3 things. One is, the profitability statement, that is profit and loss account. Then a balance sheet, which I have not covered in this exercise. Then you have to prepare a balance sheet also, understand, showing the assets and liabilities. So this is a very simple example of a business plan prepared for a farmer producer company. So since the time is limited, I am concluding here.